Hi guys, welcome to the next episode of Canon News. We have 4 stories to go through this week. A lot of gloom, but a little bit of excitement at the end as well, so do stick around for that last story. Let's get right into those news stories right now. Okay, so the first news story here is going to be something that's not really going to be a surprise to anyone, but price increases coming for Canon USA. There's been an announcement saying that there will be price increases rumoured at between 7 and 8% across the entire Canon camera and lens lineup. There's going to be some people who are going to be not panic buying per se, but there will be people who are trying to do a deal. I think I've read something not long ago saying that America's actually having the best period of shopping they've had in years because everyone's buying everything they can before the prices go up and everything. So it's a shame for you if you're in America. I think the problem will be is these prices that increase will then naturally increase around the world as well. So it won't just be limited to America. We will get more prices increase and they'll just make everything the same because people will be saying it's unfair that you're in America, you're paying more. So we'll see if that does come to fruition, but I do personally see that happening. So hopefully I'm wrong, because I think especially in the UK, we're already getting the raw end of the deal. If you look at some of the prices of some of the cameras and stuff like that, so it would be nice if we didn't have to suffer anymore anyway. Okay, so following on to that, Canon and Canada have said they're going to be upping their pricing too, and I believe this is because a lot of the product that goes to Canada actually has to go through America first, unfortunately for Canadians, so they don't go directly to Canada. Maybe there is a way that potentially they could get it directly to Canada to avoid this, but they're looking at the same 7 to 8% increase as America are, just because of how the product actually gets to Canada. It goes in to a port in America and then gets shipped up to Canada. So fortunately for them as well, they're going to get an increase, and we'll see again what happens in the rest of the world pricing wise as well. Okay, so there is some possible delays on a lot of new Canon product coming out, and this does include unfortunately the R6 Mark III. Now I'm going to assume, I've not read full what they've said here, but I'm going to assume that they want to see what happens to the markets and everything like that, or with all the tariffs and everything like that, before they release the R6 Mark III and the R7 Mark II. Now, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I think they are going to do this though, just more because they want to make sure they release it at a price, and then they don't have to then do a price increase because of tariff increases as well. So let's hope there's not too much of a delay with them, because there's a lot of cameras here that we've got coming. So say here we got the R6 Mark III, the R7 Mark II and the R10 Mark II, maybe a few lenses. We want to see these cameras come out before the summer ideally, so we can get the most out of these cameras while the weather's nice. They're not a car, they're not a bike where you kind of get like a convertible car because the weather's nice. We still want to get out and use it in the best conditions possible. We don't want to be waiting until October, September time, and then have to wait in the UK anyway 6 months before you get the nice weather to use it. But let's hope this isn't the case, and let's hope that we are going to get some announcements in the next sort of month or so with these 3 cameras at least anyway, and then we can hopefully get some pre-orders in and see what we can get hold of. And finally, some good news. Canon, the R5 Mark II wins full frame hybrid camera of the year in the TPRA Awards. Now, there is a bit of caveat with this, with the TPRA Awards. They are a pay to enter segment and award system. You would though assume that Nikon and Sony would also pay to enter this competition. So we'll see. We'll see on there. But in awards, the R1 did not receive any awards from it. But you know, the R5 Mark II is a very incredible camera, and it's a well-deserved winner of that category. I say you'd assume these other companies would put in their cameras too. We don't know. We'll probably won't find out. But hey, it's one. It's a great winner in my opinion, and a really nice camera I'd love to get my hands on at some point. So, what are your thoughts on those stories? Are you concerned about the price increases? I know the majority of my audience is a United States audience, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below that you're going to be paying very soon almost 10% more on your product. Same with you Canadians as well if you do watch the channel. What are your thoughts also on the delays potentially on the R6 Mark III, the R7 Mark II and the R10 Mark II? I think it would be a massive shame, especially for the R7 Mark II. It's something that we've all been waiting for a very long time, to get the camera that we were promised originally with the R7 Mark I. And then what's your thoughts on the R5 Mark II winning its award? Do you think that the R1 should have won it, or is there another camera, even another brand, do you think should have won that? And do you think it is a valid award, since all the companies have to pay to enter it? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. We're getting ever so close to 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Growing nice and quickly now. We're getting nice loads of comments, a nice little community together, and I'm really liking how things are going. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.